So today, I'm here with a legend,
Respect.
a pioneer, a man who was instrumental to this thing we like to call the culture, was part of a legendary crew called Pay As You Go. He managed to influence a lot of MCs, and this is a man that I'm really happy that we've got on a platform. So let's make some noise for Maxwell D in the building. So yeah, now I want to start off by thanking you for passing through.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah.
Seeing you guys doing your thing from the jump. So, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, you know what I mean? It was just different.
Yeah,
you know, everyone throws up the street thing and I was just like, yeah. But I kind of felt like you guys were hitting the right mandem and the core people and were saluting the right people. You know what I mean? So I thought, I kept an eye on the street legends. And I just I watched the positive stuff that you was posting as well, not just the mandem, like the upliftment stuff. So I just followed and I kept following from then. Man. So here I am.
And I think a lot of people don't know that the actual page is built on love. We're just trying to show love.
I see it. I see it. I saw it from the jump. That's what made me follow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? A lot of unsung heroes get mentioned.
Exactly.
Is what I'm saying. So
no, I appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? You had a really long career.
Yeah, it's been 26 years, man. It's a mad thing.
You see, when you look back at that career, which moment is more meaningful for you?
Wow,
if you had to look back.
There's a few, man. Where do I start? I could start from my childhood. I could start from the deals. I could start from, when I started mentoring the kids and stuff. I mean, I can tell you what, one of the most memorable things that happened recently was I got nominated for Role Model of the Year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, for at the Inspire Awards. Being nominated even for Role Model of the Year was something like, I was like, wow, people are really checking the other side of the fence that I'm doing, all the work that I do in the university, schools and the prisons. I was like, okay, that was a big point for me. I mean, even performing on Top of the Pops, back in the day, I always used to watch Top of the Pops as a young kid growing up. So actually being on the Top of the Pops platform, I just busting a fur jacket. You know what I mean? I was just like, rah, I made it, So things like that, man. And just like, I mean, getting signed, like getting a massive deal at such a young age, I ain't gonna worry about feds kicking off my door. You know what I mean? It was just like legal money. So yeah.
Cool. So we're gonna take it back to the beginning.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? If you can tell us a bit about your upbringing, where you was born. I believe you was born in like Dulwich, South London.
Yeah. Everyone thinks I'm from East London. We have this debate 24/7. But I'm a South kid as well as I'm an East kid. I was born in Dulwich Hospital, and then I was raised in Peckham. My parents were living in Peckham at the time. My nan, used to, and my granddad, they come from Wembley, Northwest. So most of my family are from like Northwest, Harsden and stuff. And my nan moved to Peckham. And she got a place in Peckham, and then my mum and dad met each other. And then, my mum had me at a very young age, at 15 years of age.
Okay.
And so I was raised by a young parent team, you know what I mean? Raised on North Peckham Estate for up until the ages of like 8, 9. Peckham I went to Oliver Goldsmith nursery, you know what I mean? There's a few people that are key people in the scene that I grew up with as well. Certain street legends, that are key figures that know me from like baby, you know what I'm saying? I'll be in then my nan moved to East London, Leighton, and my mum followed, and then I ended up growing up in East London, but my dad still lived in Peckham and my auntie and stuff like that. So I've been going back and forth to South and East from my whole life at Peckham and Leighton. And then I would say that I went to a school. I went to Archbishop Tennyson's in Oval and Brixton Road in the corner there. Face from Soul Solid was in my class.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's like how it was. And then I say about the ages of like 13 to like 14, I ended up in foster care.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in foster care in East London. Me and my mum, single parent, we just clashed heads.
Okay.
Rebelled a lot.
Yeah.
Headed to the street life.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
we're
So
gonna
I'm trying to
get
do
into
bullet
that,
points in it. I'm just like, boop, boop, boop.
Okay, so you didn't have siblings,
Yeah,
basically.
I got 5 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay, cool,
But I'm the eldest.
Okay,
I'm the eldest, yeah.
So they came later.
Yeah. So yeah, my mum was raising me and my 2 sisters, in East London, and then my brother come like when I was about 14. By that time, when my brother come, I was like in care, and I was doing had foster parents. By the time I got to like, I went back to live with my dad. Sorry, was it just before care? Yeah, and then I was living in Peckham. I went to school, Tennyson's is what I was just saying.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So when obviously for those that don't know, your dad's Natty B.
Yeah. My dad's a reggae DJ, Natty B from South London, a predominant figure in South London. Used to be on Choice FM. WK's on My Soul now. And yeah, obviously I'm a sound man. My dad's. I've been raised up on Yellow Man and the Admiral Baileys, the Lieutenant Stitches, the dancehall for as long as I can remember. Like, even when I went to live with my dad, he had a 1-bedroom flat, and obviously his room's the 1-bedroom. I was living in the front room with a bunch of records. So man knows the records off by heart. The sleeves, the green sleeves, the 7 inches, the cleaning sleeves. That all them times there was just about music. And I think growing up with my dad was heavily influenced on the music side of things for me.
Makes sense.
So I was gonna say to you, like, the time I got to like 15, out of care, 16 is where I started moving in North, in Tottenham.
But in terms of like, if you look back and you look at your behaviour at like primary, was your like how would you describe your behaviour? Was you like a good child? Or did you have
the problem with me is I now I understand who I am now more. I feel like I got ADHD. So school was a thing. I was never academically built on the school front. I was never sitting still. I was always primary school. I was up to stuff. I tried to be good. You know what I mean? I got kicked out of my first primary school for doing a whole bag of stuff. Running in and out of girls' toilets. You know that we was on smoke. We was mucking around. It was we just fighting. You know what I mean? And then I got kicked out. I went to Newport Juniors, and then I went to another primary school called Barclays in Leighton. This is East London, and then there I was getting in trouble a lot. This is before secondary school. So primary school, I was very known to the teachers. I was just not settling in the class at all.
Okay, cool. And did you know what you wanted to be back then? Like,
to be honest, when I first young, and I remember someone said to me, "What do you want to be when you get older?" I said, "I want to be an actor." You know what I'm saying, and then the music thing was just inevitable. I thought I would have been following in my father's footsteps and just been a DJ, because I was playing. I was a part of sound systems. Like in East London, I was a part of a sound system called Power Love, and Power Love used to out there and clash other sounds and move around Hackney and Tottenham and play music and that. And then when I went to South London with my dad, I was in a sound with my friends called King Melody. And then we was like playing around. So it's the same thing. So my dad used to take me to Notting Hill Carnival. You know what I mean? As a like, young youth, and I used to select for him. So I was so used to big crowds on the DJing side of things. So no, I wouldn't say I knew what I didn't know I was gonna be Max until the jungle come in.
Okay, cool. We're gonna get to that. Now, secondary school, what was that like for you? Yeah,
secondary school. I used to hang around with a lot of older people. I was very short when I was young. I'm still short now, but you know what I mean? But I was like mad short, and I knew people from around the way because I was an outside kid. Like when I say outside, I was outside. You know what I mean? My mum used to ground me 24/7 for coming in late. Always coming in late. But I was outside because I used to be at all the local parks. Because we used to move around a lot. So coming from south to east, and then in east, my nan moved to different places in east. So that covered different ground. So 1 minute was at the top of Leighton, like say near Leighton train station, and then we moved down. Then me and my mum got her place, and we moved down to like Leighton Midland. So it's another part of Leighton, near Beaumont Estate, and so I knew when I went to secondary school, I knew the people from the area. So I knew people older. So when I went to secondary school, I was just like Yeah, I was a little fuck still.
Okay.
From the first year, you get me?
Yeah. And so was care, what time?
Yeah, so care coming at the age of 14, so I'll say like year 9, year 9, going on year 10, year 9, I'll say that. So 1, 2, 3, about third year,
Yeah. And what was that experience like, going from care to
I
secondary?
It was a lot, man. I felt abandoned. You know, you got your dad's out there, your mum you're clashing with, and you're rebelling, and then going into a place with other people that, you know, they got their kids, and then you got foster mum and you know, foster parents and that. It was a bit the love just started, the heart started toughening up. You know, I started like, you know what I mean, leaned more into my friends. Leans more into outside the brotherhood. You get me? It was more like, I felt loved. I didn't feel loved at one stage. You know what I mean? I didn't feel loved at one stage. So that's when I start saying like, I started rebelling even more.
And did you eventually get kicked out from secondary?
I moved a lot of foster homes as well, foster care. I went from I had 3 care homes. Okay. So the first one was in Leytonstone, then the next one was in Hymes Park, and then the third one, my brethren who I used to hang around with, his mum fostered me because his mum used to run foster home. Okay. So you know, I was familiar with the house anyway. It was around the corner from my mum's. It was just a no-brainer. So when they put me there, I was like, I was blessed. Yeah. But sorry, to go back to your question about secondary school, about you saying.
Yeah. So in terms of how you adapted, like going from care to secondary school.
I wasn't concentrating. You know what I mean? I didn't have the headspace to sit down and really, the home life was disrupted. You know what I'm saying? It was not settled. You know what I mean? Like now I look how my son is settled and how I was, it's like completely on different ends of the spectrum. So I was like, just influenced by outside street culture. Fully.
Yeah. Am I right in saying you went to Feltham?
Yeah. So that as I said to you, when I got to 16, out of care, 16 plus, I was doing a madness. I was doing loads of robberies, armed robberies, etc. I was in North a lot at the time. I was with the star players in North London, and I ended up going to jail for armed robbery. I went Feltham. Feltham was the first place I ended up. And then,
How long did you get?
So basically, I got 3 years. I done some extra days. I kind of brought it towards the 2-year mark. But like, Feltham was like a youth centre, bruv. But it was mad because everyone I knew was inside. You know, like all the man that were outside doing the madness, they were inside. And for me, when I dropped Feltham, it was weird for me because it was like, I'm known in different areas. So I jumped in the wing. I'll be like, there's Northman that I know. Then there's obviously, I'm from East London. Then there's Eastman I know. And then I'm from Peckham as well. So with the man them. So every time I kept on bumping into them. So prison for me was kind of like, I don't know, man. I was just like, it sounds mad, but it was all exciting. Like the first time, you know what I mean? I was like, who's here? Where's such and such? Who's on what when? Yeah, that man there. But man don't want to be locked up in man. So that's the very. But sorry.
So when you come home, what's your mindset like at the time?
So in jail, man, I done 2 birthdays, 2 Christmases, so it was a nightmare, brother. I never used to like to write, like, bang up, man. It was long. So I ended up going from Feltham to Onley. Onley was a stitch-up jail, bro. That was like, there was just the stitch-up man in that jail. Then they kicked me out of Onley, went to Huntercombe. First time I had plug sockets. Because obviously now everyone's got TVs and that. Back then, man was on the XLRs, bro. You get me? Until they Huntercombe, you know what I mean? Because they wear your own clothes, trims, or whatever. And then from Huntercombe, I went to, I got kicked out of Huntercombe. They stitched me up horribly. Yeah, and they sent me to a jail called Stoke-on-Trent, up near Birmingham. And I was there, and that's when they released me. And then when I come home, honestly, my mindset was just like, after all the stories you hear in jail, like, this man, that man. Obviously, I went in a robber. I'm hearing all sorts of stories, you get me? So I'm like, okay. So my mindset when I come out was just to get money. Mind you, though, prior to my teenage years, I've always been in the music. I've always, from playing it to the jungle era, you know, going to all the jungle dances, you know, DJ, MCing at house parties, and then one of my brethren's, Nicky Simpson, his uncle owned one of the biggest jungle dances, like Living Dream and that.
Yeah.
And they used to have like dances at Hippodrome. And so I was outside on a rude boy thing and still, you know, wanting to be this jungle MC.
Yeah.
That was like the dream. That's when the transitioning come from the sound system to wanting to be an MC.
And that's like around the times when you was influenced by Stevie Hyper.
Number one influencer. That guy showed every dance I went to. So sometimes I just wouldn't even rave. I just stand up and I'd just be listening and just nodding my head and looking at he was just getting forward after forward after forward, and I'd be like, yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy. That vibes he brought, the love that he was getting, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? This was obviously I used to watch stage shows and the Ninjas and the Shabbas and that, but to see it in a UK format, Hyper D was my guy. Obviously Shabba and the rest of the man, but Hyper D was the champion for me.
So is that like what makes you want to pick up the mic and literally?
Yeah, that was it. I was Nicky, like, you know, he's a director. He done the intent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He used to DJ and have his decks. We used to go around his house after school, and I'd just be picking up the mic. And another brethren called Mark Finley, we used to just be trying to bust bars, like why for bust bars, but yeah, trying to like just spitting 24/7. And that was it. That was the journey. That was the dream. To get on Cool FM was the dream. That was like trying to get on MTV. Like Cool FM was like the goalpost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then I think there's a point you might be like 17, and you in like a competition.
This the famous MC competition that people always tell me about. I remember. Because what it is, when I went to college, even though before I went to prison, that's where I met Target and Wiley.
Okay.
So they were like my college friends. And they were like from Bow. And I started getting out of a girl from that area as well.
Okay.
So I was always around there, and they that's where the Rinse FM journey come in. Okay. So I was doing a lot of Rinse FM underground station with them, and then, you know, me and Nicky was on the station, and Wiley and that was on the station. There was a whole group of us who are very massive in the industry to this day. And but the goal was to be on Cool FM. That was the daddy station. So when I got the competition, I joined with this other MC guy called Ninja B, you know. But the reason why I got on Cool FM was because of Nicky was already on the station.
Okay.
He was like one of the youngest DJs, like documentary that they had about him. And because I used to go to the record shop with him, with all the record, like when he used to get his records, I used to meet all the Cool FM man them anyway. So they kind of knew my face, whatever. So when I done the competition, it was like, yo, show and prove, innit? So Shabba was like, yo, this is the I'm telling you about, you know. So Shabba was like advocating for me. And then I got on the station. We done like 9 o'clock in the morning, Sundays, 9. That's how dedicated man was to this thing. You get me? Sunday 9 to 11. Every Sunday on Cool FM, but that was it. I felt like I made it again. That's another milestone. I didn't even mention that. That was a milestone for me.
So, am I right in saying that before Pay As You Go, there was like 2 crews that kind of merged into? Yeah.
So when I come out of prison, and I was on the roads, I was doing a lot of shotting, I was hustling, I was making my bread. But at the same time, I re-linked up with Wiley and that again. And I was like, yo, man, this garage thing, because obviously I'm outside, I'm getting collie, I'm in there on a street one, but then man, I'm playing tunes again. Obviously I know them from the jungle days, and I'm like, all right, cool. So we kind of formed a little clique called Ladies Hit Squad. And then on the station already, there was Pay As You Go, which was like Major A, Slim Z, and God's Gift, and Genius was like a part of them as well. And yeah, we all knew each other anyway. So it was all man-them anyway, but it just like, I think it was the No We track that brought us together.
Okay.
Because Wiley made it, and he was like, yo, I want to put Major Ace on it, I want to put God's Gift on it, and me and you know, we jump on it, and we're from Lady Six Squad. So when that joint circulated, that's when I feel like, that's when we said, you know what, we might as well just join up and become one.
And then do you lot drop sort of Champagne Dance after all that?
Yeah, Champagne Dance come afterwards.
After that, yeah?
Yeah, because Sirius was my own solo thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you about that, yeah?
Yeah.
You see, when you went into the studio and made Sirius?
It was just radio bars.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was no written like structure. I was just like to be honest, I would never live in, I wasn't like a Wiley. Wiley was a producer, so Wiley would be like the guy that would be on. I was just a mic man at these times, yeah. So one of my brethrens, I was in a barbershop one day, my brethren Marlon Garvey, and then he knew a guy called Carl D, and Carl D was like, yo, Carl D, this is Maxwell, just come out of jail, right? He's like, yeah, man, come to the studio. So we went to the studio in Barking, and this label, they were called Relentless. They're not like the So Solid Relentless, it was another Relentless.
Okay.
And we went to the studio, and I was just like, you know, like spraying my radio bars that I'd go on the radio and spray, and then that's how, you know, Sirius come out. And this was like early, this was like 99. And then going into 2000. And then that's when I recorded Sirius, but nothing happened with it straight away.
Okay.
So meanwhile, parallel to that, I'm on the radio, Ladies Hit Squad, Noe's been made. And then Sirius starts forming life. But then Noe's forming life too. And then I start getting on. Then I start moving on my own legs, making my own waves in the industry, by getting myself on an agency called Vital Edge, and then I met this producer guy who made the Kai and Sparks tune, a legendary garage tune, and because of that tune, I went on a booking with him. We went to France.
Okay.
So it was my first garage booking in France. Yeah. Mind you, sorry, my first garage booking was Coliseum with Martin Liberty Lana. He booked me Liberty. It was a Friday night that he done. Bro, I got paid £100. I was like, what? Forget the roads. You get me? Like, man's getting paid. I used to do this for free on the radio. So when you're like getting £100, my first booking, I was sold, bro. I was like, yeah, I'm out of this thing. Yeah. But so yeah, went to France. T-Bone played him. Noe on the Hissy TDK 90 tape, bro. I said, yes, it's my crew, bro. I'm gonna pay as you go. This is that. He's like, who produced it? I said, Wiley. He said, I'll bring him to my studio. So he had a studio in Whitechapel. I think Shy Fix and Master Steps was in the building. And he was like, yeah. And that was the Noe journey. Okay. Yeah, so that's how Noe got put out. But meanwhile, Sirius was just lighting up the dances.
Right. So at what point do you realise that Sirius is a hit?
Yeah, Iron Upper. My first time I got to Iron Upper was in Cyprus.
What year was that?
This was like 2000.
Okay,
yeah. This is like 2000. I got there and we're like, oh my gosh, every bar, because that first time I'm just like, this is mad. I'm like, what's going on there? Yeah. Like, it's just like London people on holiday, or the whole of the Black England's just on holiday in this place, and we're just all down these strips and bars, and you know, we just gone over there. The boys, I think we got a couple pay-as-you-go bookings at the time. I think we was doing a Sun City with Trevor and that. And anyway, I'm going to one bar. They played the intro, the little Rocky sample, and then I'm going to another bar. They played it again in another bar and another bar. Obviously, the labels sent it out, done a mailing list and sent it out to all the local DJs. Yeah. But that's the first time I'm hearing my song, and I was like, then the tune was going off. And man was just rubbing my head, yeah. I was like, rah. And I got the kite like, yo, when you're coming back, we're shooting a video. That's when I was like, okay, here I am.
Yeah, no, definitely, that was a banger.
Yeah, it was for me. I was like raw. My first introduction to the game. But do you know? To be fair, there were so many things that I forget that I done. It's just mad because before that, there was, as all that's going on, because I had a momentum really building up just before Sirius and all that was happening. Yeah, I done a song with Ramsey and Fen.
Okay,
called Favorite Part of Me. Yeah. And it was signed to Sony BMG. And the reason why I got on that song is because CKP, he broke his leg in Iron Upper, that following summer. Yeah. And so they needed a vocalist to go on that track. So that was like my first time, like, okay, this is how the industry works. Like, I used to go see Ramsey and Fen all the time. So that was a big thing for me. And then they had a photo shoot. And that's when I saw what it would like to be signed to a major. And then so when I've done the Sirius and that happened in Iron Upper, that I was like, okay, I'm kind of warming up to the industry now.
Yeah. So, you know, like, that was way before social media.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So how was you able to market yourself, like, back then?
Radio, underground, word of mouth, tapes, circulated. It was a movement. You see, with that garage thing, one thing I'll say about garage music, the whole country was locked in. Like, it was just street. The street was just locked in. Yeah. And obviously, when something's a street fad, everyone's eyes are on what's this underground movement. You get me? Because obviously we used to be same thing in drum and bass jungle. But that kind of shifted. I think it went a bit more hardcore with the drum and bass. They took out the ragga samples and it started getting a bit harder and bassier and a bit mad. Yeah. But by that time we was, you know, in garage raves and, you know, Coliseum, and man them used to wear blazers, and it was a whole different thing.
Yeah. So when you look at Pay As You Go, yeah, like there's a lot of names in that, people that went on to achieve like legendary
Definitely.
stuff, yeah. Like when you look back at that period of your life, what was that like altogether? And
Bro, I was the first one to get a deal. So my whole thing was like, I've got out of the hood. I'm done with the hood. You know what I'm saying? I was really a hood guy, coming from the ages of foster care to street to robbery to being on Crime Watch and like all this mad crazy stuff. So getting a deal and being at that time, yeah, bro, I wanted out. Like I wanted far away from the hood as possible. Not to leave anyone behind, but for myself. I was like, yeah, this is you know what I mean? I got out. The man them that I know were either like dead or, you know what I mean, or in jail. Like my people anyway. You know what I'm saying? So so those times at that time with all that lot, it was a good time. Like man them were coming up. I think a lot of people say, yeah, Max, you set the bar. So a lot of people were like, yeah, it can be done. And I'm seeing Oxide and Neutrino and them man wearing Avrex jackets on TV. And I'm a guy that's got that on the roads. I'm like, yo, this is what I wear. This is. I'm listening to the music. I'm like, what, casual? I'm like, yeah. But the man them on TV now. Like, I thought this is an underground thing. No, this is what we can go. We're gonna go that. We're going that direction. There's even a bigger goalpost to reach. You get me? Yeah. That was that for me.
And I feel like the Pay As You Go, although that was a moment. Like this,
weren't that long either. People think it was long. It weren't that long.
I was gonna say that, like, although it was a moment, it seemed like it was quite short-lived.
Too many bosses, too many cooks, bro. Like there was no leader. Pay As You Go, there was no leader because it's just like everyone was like a little giant. You get me? Everyone's like a little superhero, like X-Men. You get me? So everyone had their own opinions and own way. That's why I feel like that's when I say that Grime was built. I say a majority of with Grime, everyone gets confused like, oh, who made it? Who's this, that? There's production, there's the darker side of garage, there's crews, there's culture, there's what we're saying. There's so many attributes to what gave, you know what I mean? Even the Heartless crew and the way that they change things is so solid. The crew, like there's so many things that put Grime's perspective. It's hard to say that one man is Grime and was the Grime godfather, but where I say when people say reason why I would champion Wiley is because at that particular time he was championing it. Like he was building the rhythms. He had most people around him, and the clashes started. And then that was what it's like rap battles. That's what started building up. Radio, spray your bars. There was no gallem. There's no happy tunes. It was just lick off. You know what I mean? It was just straight head top. You get me? For other MCs and that. So I say that, Pay As You Go, that was a little moment, but we split it up into all these different groups. Roll Deep, Special Delivery, East Connection, and within those groups there were all these famous MCs like Bashi from East Connection. Do you know what I'm saying? Flirter was a part of SOK, which Ace come with. They had their own little things as well. Dizzy, Roll Deep, Tinty Strider. It's all from Wiley, you know what I'm saying? Mucky Wolfpack, Discarder, God's Gift, Merkston. So many names. I could just bring up so many, sorry.
Yeah. I think I heard Wiley say one time that in order for Wiley to become Wiley, he had to leave Pay As You Go and form his own thing.
Yeah, because in Pay As You Go, he wanted to be his own man, obviously. And Wiley was Wiley. He's just doing his own stuff. So I feel like Pay As You Go weren't a friendship like that.
Okay.
It was more like we knew each other through music. From radio station, and I knew Wiley differently and Target different from college. But not everyone they were not from the same area. They're from Bowl, one man's from Hackney, I'm from Leighton, South. So when we go to the dances like Sidewinder and that, there'll be East man, there'll be South man, there'll be North. It was we would bring our own friends. So a lot of Roll Deep and that are Wiley's friends, like that he went to school with.
Okay.
So where I know him from college, that level, but the other man, then we know each other from the station, like, you know what I mean? And that's it, really.
So then there was no sort of time where you thought, I could be a part of this Roll Deep thing, or it was never.
Nah, Roll Deep was never gonna. I mean, I'm too much. I was a boss in it, so that's Wiley's ship.
Okay, yeah.
And he was building his empire, and I think, but to be fair, I mean, when he was on, giving me straps, he was building rhythms from early. So he built Norway, Terrible, I Will Not Lose. But I did connect the dots, 4-man, meaning that, like, I play a man a Norway tune and then T-Bone put it out, and then he went back and gave him I Will Not Lose and Terrible, and those songs, by getting pressed up and pushed out to the masses, that helped him and Roll Deep Entourage. You know what I'm saying? And even like with the Commander B's, the Night Flight shows, all of those things, all these links, the way they come from, you know what I'm saying? It was all connected. Everyone, like, Roll Deep would have been Roll Deep. It would have never, you know what I mean? Ace wouldn't have been in Roll Deep. You know what I'm saying? Neither would have played on, like, everyone had their own. You know, I wouldn't have to do Musketeers and brought Lady Fury in and, you know, done other stuff, Ashman from Sat and stuff like that.
And I think soon after that, you link up with Miss Dynamite and
you're
on
Miami, man. First show in Miami. It was a music conference. 2001. Went over there. Couldn't believe it. We done a local garage music conference. It was sick still. First time in Miami. I remember, man. Me and Major, and obviously I knew her around the way, as in like her doing music, and I heard a couple of things like this lady MC. She was bad, whatever. But when I physically started chatting to her, was in Miami, and then I bought her when we come back to England. I bought her on Rinse a couple of times. We went Choice FM a couple of times. So yeah, we started building a relationship. She's my homegirl, man.
Big her up, man. She's legendary.
Yeah, she's my sis, man.
And you don't end up even doing a tune of Ludacris.
Yeah, so I was with EMI Publishing. She was with, and my manager was Trenton at the time, and I think Semtex was with Def Jam at the time, and he organised it, and me, her. Yeah, jumped down the Ludacris remix, the Southern Hospitality remix, Def Jam UK, and it ended up being on his album, Chicken and Bear. So,
well, what's that experience like?
Boy, do you know what? At the time, I was just doing Max.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I remember like it coming out on the vinyl and stuff like that. I just so many things was just when it's in the moment, you don't even sit down and reflect. Like, right, you know what? I'm on this Ludacris, but I remember being in Miami and that being my tune. So funny when I come back from Miami, like, you get me. And actually getting a chance to do the verse on there, I was gassed though, I can't lie. I was gassed, yeah.
You know, when you look back at sort of that whole era, do you think that, like, being an MC attracted a lot of sort of negativity and badness? And
we're road guys, isn't it? Yeah. We're street. I mean, it was a way out. Do you know what I mean? So, but the company you keep, you know, the content that you're saying, it's gonna attract demand them. We're you know, we're rappers. We're, like, when I say rappers, we're MCs, but we're on the same stuff as street rap. We're talking, you know, what it started for us lot. Not everybody, but we started bringing the street lyrics to the platform and started talking about, you know, what's going on, and that's where I say that the grime started forming on the not on the musical side of it, on the artistry side of it, as in the MC started talking about rough stuff. We're not talking about rolling with the bass, jumping with the bass. How high can you go? How low can you go? This is talking about that. You know, get that what that take his knock it what. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm a murderer. I'm from a place where there's only like it's all days like we're just it's the culture, man. It's the streets now. They're in the music. We're invading.
You know, like, there's always this conversation about, does the streets influence music or does music influence the streets?
It's that way around.
Yeah.
The streets have always influenced the music. What's gonna be hot? Where the drill, like the streets was what champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With drill. Everything comes from the street. Hip hop, streets, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then what pop is popular. You know what I'm saying? People get confused. All pop means is popular music. So street stuff can become popular and become pop. And that's when the streets don't want to mess with it no more. Because we have this mindset of it's ours. And when they take it, they polish it and water it down. And we want the raw and uncut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want, and that's the thing. But the masses can't digest it raw and uncut because just like, oh my God, they like to watch it through a screen, or they want to watch it from far as possible. They love the essence, but they don't want to dabble with the harshness that comes with it.
I agree, and obviously, like today you work closely with kids. So when you look back at sort of our generation and this new generation, like who do you think's kind of worse? Do you think that one's worse than the other, or
this generation's cooked? I'm not gonna lie, and when I say cooked, I mean it's because they have access to everything, and they're exposed to so much. Like, could you imagine? You could just pick up your phone and just go and do something, and that can go viral. And I think it's scary. The kids were just losing their mind these days. Like, you can have a fight after school. That's going to get shared to everyone up and down that country. You getting whacked up or you whacking someone up. Now, can you know what that does to a mindset? They want to go and do something. You might. That's what you can just go jail there and then. People do it out of madness and just get life. There and then on the spot, just for that one split decision. So that, when I say that side of it, it's bad. But as there's pros and cons to everything, right? They got technology, and that's working in their favor. So I'd say that it's a 50-50. You know, if we had access to all that stuff, jeez, I'd be a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. But at the same time, boy, a lot of stuff would have went wrong too. So I don't know, man. I'll say both.
Well, I think maybe this generation is more in our faces because of the social media and
social media has definitely highlighted everything. I feel like mental health is at an all-time high. Not that it wasn't back in our day. I just feel like we dealt with mental health differently. Like, man will just be like, you know, because people don't get it twisted. There's badness and there's madness. Yeah, people say he's a bad. No, he's a madman. The man will go and run up and do a madness, and people like rate him, like, yo man, he's bad. He lets his thing off. He does this. He does that. No, he's mad. Like, what do you mean? You gonna do that on the high road? You go in jail, bruv. You're mad. You ain't thinking. You think the smart old school white gangsters move like that? And I say white gangsters because they organise crime. You get me? Not just saying they're the only ones, but a lot of them that were doing crime back in the day, notorious, they were moving different. To this man, them just running around doing a madness and just getting bird 35.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't thinking.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. You know what? I don't know if you've seen, but we got this thing where we show photos of, you know, and I got a photo that I want to show you.
Go on, let me see.
You know what I mean? And,
wow.
And it would be good for you to sort of tell us what life was like for you back then, and we'll show it on screen for the viewers.
Yeah, man, this is I was on my way to Adrenaline Village, jungle days. This is robbery days. I was in a limousine. I think the girl I was with at the time, I think it was her birthday, picked us up from North Peckham Estate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is where it was. North Peckham Estate. I was on the way to Adrenaline Village, and man. This is I can tell Patrick Cox shoes. I was a styler from early. Man. This when I look at this, I think to myself, rah. People might think, look, he's a gallus, but no, I was on smoke. I was on smoke. I was there. Yeah, we was up and down. This picture here gives me joke, man.
You know, a lot of like the younger audience won't know, like, you see a limo back then.
A limo's like, I don't know, what we call equivalent to a limo back then, to now. What would that be? What would you, the Hummers, the long stretchers Hummers, not even that?
In terms of status wise, not your average Joe would just be in a limo.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? It was something.
Limo was the show face, innit? Limo was like, we're balling.
Right,
we're balling. Like, limo was man. I think nowadays people rent a Ferrari or rent a Lambo or whatever and be a bit more personal. But them times you could bring your brethren on the ride with you. You know what I'm saying? We're all just like, but that limos were to show you like, yeah, man's popping out. Because obviously the pimps, innit?
Yeah.
Everyone, the pimps in America used to just pull up with the limos and that.
Yeah.
So that was my styling.
Yeah, you know, like big artists, like even in America, like the Biggie Smalls and you know, different people, they would roll with limos.
100%.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, so to do it as a little street kid, I'm an art. You know what? I'm only, that's before jail. So I'm not even 18 yet. I'm 17.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm blatantly 17 in a limo. Wait. Yeah. Or is that 20? Whoa. Wait. No, man, can't see. This is important now because the shoes, Patrick Cox shoes, right? I feel like I was 17. I feel like I was either 17 or 21.
Okay.
And the reason why that 5-year gap difference is because of the person that's in the picture. I felt like they weren't around until afterwards. So I feel like it could be probably when I was 21.
Okay.
Or 20. That could be early 2000s.
Okay.
Or 97.
Okay.
Like I went to prison in 97. So it's either 97 or 2000.
Okay.
On the dot.
So before you was going to prison, you was like rolling like that as well?
100%.
Okay.
1,000,000%. We used to lick it and just be like, and just go out, go probitos, you get me, buy the garms, and then straight, you get me, limos, and then we're off to the jungle babes. That was the rude boy era. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, it could have been her birthday, I can't remember, but yeah, between that picture, yeah. But I know that got picked up at North Peckham Estate though.
Okay.
Because I remember the day, yeah.
Yeah. You know, like, obviously, you've been doing this for a long time, yeah? Like, many musicians have, like, come and gone, and you've managed to reinvent yourself over and over again. Like, you know, whether it's the jungle era, UKG, funky.
Funky, I forgot about that, yeah.
Like, how'd you do it?
Bruv, I am just love music. I love music, man. I can't function. I'm my style. I think, you know, Jamaican, British Jamaican, just whatever tempo. I love music so much, and also I'm a person that likes to be a trendsetter. I don't like to follow too much people. I'm never one to wait for the. If I think something's hot and nothing I'll go on in it, I don't want to be with the crowd. I'd rather go over there and then build my own nest and then shine. So all those years that, you know, from jungle, it went to garage. Like I went jail. I missed my jungle era. You know what I'm saying? I come out, it was garage. Garage was doing what was doing. It formed into grime. Because the man them were pushing the harder side. You get the raw side of the thing, and grime come along. And then as grime's doing what it's doing, there's a new sound merging funky house. And then with me, same thing. I come and I throw myself in the mix. I do it even with the house stuff now to this day. They don't even like me jumping on their tunes and stuff like that. But it is what it is. I just come and I throw myself on there because I love music. If I hear a rhythm I like it, I'm gonna jump on it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And that's how Blackberry Hype come along. You know, and that become a thing where I ended up, you know, doing my own energy drink off the back of it. You know what I mean? I was doing product placement from early, as in like, done the song, went to the phone shop, I didn't even have a contract phone at the time. I just went to the phone shop, got a contract phone, they gave me a Blackberry, I got gassed, kept on linking my brethren and said, yeah man, I'm on a Blackberry Hype. Got the phone now. One day went into the studio, heard a local funky beat that my brethren was sent, like, it was just send me bare funky instrumentals. Pressed it, recorded the song, sent it to my brethren the same night. I goes, bruv, he goes, yeah, that rhythm's stiff, bruv, that instrumental shutting down dances, you know. He goes, you're smart. I said, why? He goes, Blackberry, everyone's got a Blackberry right now. Everyone's trying to get a Blackberry right now. It is connected, boom, big boy rhythm, Blackberry, and then that's it. Everyone was like waving their songs and waving their phones to the song when they're out there. So I was like, rah, I'm making everyone go and buy more Blackberries. I was like, I need to kind of figure this out. I need some sponsorship, bruv. You know what I mean? So constructed a proposal to Motion. They weren't interested. They were not interested. They were like, nah, man, we already got people buying phones. We don't need you. We don't need your black skin over there. So I was like, cool. This guy from Leeds called Rampant, he met up with me and we was chatting. He was like, rah, you know what, 50 Cent. I was like, 50 Cent? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, bruv, listen to this. And he played me, I get money. I was like, okay. Yeah, and then he goes, listen to this lyric. He goes, 50 says, I picked up vitamin water and then I sold it to Coca-Cola for 50 mil. What the, have a baby, right?
Yeah,
and I was like, he goes, yeah, he got vitamin water and he sold it. I was thinking, what do you mean 50 had vitamin water? He owned it. He goes, yeah. So he was like, so he started telling me about trademark intellectual property. So I was like, okay, trademarking. He goes, yeah. And then that's when I got into the whole buying my own trademark and then bought the trademark for Blackberry Hype. And you can't even trademark a fruit. You know, people don't even know that because Apple's not even Apple, it's Apple Inc. You get me? You know what I'm saying? So they don't even know. Basically, I trademarked it as BB Hype, Blackberry Hype, and then we went to a plant in Lithuania, and I ordered my drinks, man. Like it's just like road man. I could understand the actual the finger behind it is, you know, you buy a lump sum and you know, break it down and you shut it. Just in drinks. You know what I mean? Just in you know what I mean, in cans, and the profit margin is way much bigger. So that's when I started getting into the drinks, and then people couldn't believe it. I put my face on the can and stuff. You get me? And just rolled out there with the drink to the song. So I was like, instead of going to the dances, getting your phone, I was like, yo, here's the drink. So I was like, right, you got your own drink. And then, we started doing SOO, Sale and Return, put in loads of shops and stuff like that for a little while. And that was it. Blackberry Hype was born.
Did you know that was a banger when you was in the studio, or you had to?
Just press record. It was fun. I was on a funky freestyle run at the time.
Okay.
Any funky instrumental was getting kicked down. I'd done about 25 of them instruments. I was just kicking down any funky instrument. Was like, right, throwing it out, send space, putting it on my Facebook page. Who wants this? Who wants that? And then that rhythm was kind of warm in the funky industry. And then it was just concept, the rhythm, the way I read it. You know, it was a gimmick at first. It's like a vibe thing. I was just gassed. Another day in the studio. And I sent it to my brother, and that night he was like, bruv, I played it last night and it got 3 reloads. So I sat up, I was like, what do you mean you got 3 reloads? He goes, bruv, trust me, man, this is going off. And then before you know it, bruv, 2009, my life changed. I was back in the game. It's like, bruv, you're the same guy that sings Sirius? I'm like, yeah, bruv. Maxwell D. Okay. And that was me. I was back in the industry with one of the hottest records. Cool.
So, like I said, been in this in the industry for a minute, and you've seen different genres come and go. Like we do this thing where we ask people about, you know, their Mount Rushmore when it comes to music. For you, you know, like if you had 4 people that you would say are, you know, the most impactful in British black music, who would you put in that, and why?
I'd put.
And you could put yourself in it too.
Okay. If we're gonna go from my history books, I'm gonna go for someone like Sweetie Harry.
Okay.
This is a hard one. Then I'm gonna go down to Steve Abbey. I'd say myself. And I'm talking about cultural impact. Now, I would say Wiley because of everything he's done after and the legacy, and the reason why I'm saying there's no shade or anything, I'm just thinking, is there somebody else that I would like to add that is also, it might be a bit more influential than Will, as in along the decades? I remember General Levy used to just be everything to a man at one stage. Like he used to just, But I really picked Sweetie. Sweetie for me was just that the Jenna, like of that time for me anyway. I don't think people really recognize Smiley culture. Like, I think he was like one of the first. Like real, what I saw that music of the Jamaican thing and on the charts on the TV. But I would have to say Oxide and Neutrino. Just facts.
Yeah.
Just straight up facts. Like, so that would be my thought. And the reason why I say Oxide and Neutrino is because they, for me, were with Soul Solid, obviously. I know they're part of Soul Solid, but the reason why I say Oxide is because they were the first, before I actually knew about Soul Solid, were the ones when I saw and I was like, oh, is this what we're doing now, guys?
Yeah.
We're on the TV now. Man, them are on the TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Even their videos, they had Soul Solid in it, but that was the thing. So I'll say Sweetie Harry, Steve Appidy, myself, Oxide and Neutrino. And I know I'm from the same era as Oxide and Neutrino and that, but I feel like for me, how that inspired me. Yeah, and there was loads more, but I can only pick 4. That's what I'm saying. As I said. Because we're talking about who's now and who's skilled now, and that's a whole different argument. You get me? Yeah. But we're talking about like who influenced culture. You know what I mean? There were don't get me wrong. There's the Rodney P's. There's all the rappers. There's tons of man. But I'm just gonna talk from my perspective. Who influenced me?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. And when you look back at all the eras, which one was your favorite era?
Has to be Jungle. Has to be.
Okay.
Has to be. Don't get me wrong. I was in Garage.
Yeah.
Garage was me. I breathed life into it. You know what I'm saying? As well, I contributed. Jungle was my teenage years. You can't. The cues, the atmosphere, no phones, the crazy gums. Bruv, man went to jail because we kept stealing, you know what I'm saying? We was robbing, we went to look fly. The whole flyness was everything. So, yeah, the Jungle era is where I learned a lot, man. Yeah. Best era, yeah, definitely.
And what would you say has been your most challenging moments of your career? Like if you was to go back and think of...
There was loads. There's a scandal side. There's
you can go into it.
There's the scandal side. There's you know, at a time where I felt like, you know what I mean, I'm all over the papers for the wrong reasons, and you know, just can't, you know, or that the madnesses that were happening at the time when you know, being no one don't want to like F with you because people are thinking, oh yeah, he got shot at or this, or you know, just having like slander, you know what I mean, out there in general, just like, yeah man, that was a crazy time for me. That was like a real crazy time. What people don't realize is that the streets and music is two separate things. I know now, which is weird, and this is what I'm saying, this is weird. People are trying to bring street into the music. I don't understand that. I don't understand why we're representing the street. Not saying that we're not from it, but we're forcing it in the music. Like, yo, man, them have to be, if you're not X, Y, Z, then you're not really about it. And I understand we want to be real to some extent. But my whole purpose of the music was to get away from the street. That was what it was. So I'd say at the time, what people don't understand for me when I was going through all my madness is that this is my livelihood. You know what I'm saying? I worked so hard and then I made a mistake, and I would say I made a mistake. I wasn't media trained. I didn't really know what was going on in that world, and X, Y, Z's happened now, and the newspapers have come out and all of this slander now, and then there's a shooting and there's all this madness happening. But behind all of that, there's still me having to do with everyday life, not having to manage all of it, to manage like, oh rah, like got people saying I want to do this. I got no one don't want to come and work with, man. I've got to go to this dance or this, or no, this promoter don't want to book me. It's like an everyday, it's like a new age cancelled. It's like an old school cancelled. You get me? Right. Yeah. So mentally, it's messing with your mind, and also at the same time, you're thinking, right, I got a madness out here. People trying to kill me. Like, it's a madness out here. So it was those are the challenges that I had to deal with behind closed doors, and like look at myself in the mirror knowing that, right, you know what, you kind of done that to yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done it to yourself, so you're just going to have to sit in this one and just own it. And then lift yourself back up. And because self-confidence goes, You know what I'm saying? Like loads of things goes. Like, I mean, people that you thought are your people, they disappear. You just feel alone. So you have to like build up that confidence back and believe in yourself and be like, you know what, there's another day. You know what I mean? There's another day and you got to build and to build your character back up as well. Because people looking at you sideways like, bro, you done that, bruv. Like, what's that? Like, no, it's not even me. That was like just a mad little random choice, a split second of just, you know what I mean? And then I'm paying for it. So a lot of it. So those were the challenges. And also, I would say, just not always helping other people. And I love helping people. I feel like helping people has been my journey. But helping the wrong people can also hinder you. It's not everyone needs to be helped. And I feel like for me, I should have poured a lot into myself than into other people. So I feel like there was times in my career where I was trying to bring, but it was not reciprocated back. So I felt like people just got the sauce and then ran off. I was like, you doing, Max? All right, cool, boom, I'm out of there. And then they're over there, then they're over there, then over there. So there was a lot of that going on. But it is what it is.
You know what, on a positive note, like through all the scandals and all of that, like today, when you have the new generation or the newer generation, like for example, I think I saw Chip post you the other day and saying how much you've influenced him. Like, how does that make you feel when you see that?
Do you know what? It's mad. Because there's times where you're just building and building and building and you think no one's listening. You think no one's interested and you're just getting on with the work. So the little things, innit? So little things like people showing you, giving you flowers. Like for instance, we're just talking about the whole scandal situation or whatever. Even being in the same building as that person, I'm getting nominated for Role Model of the Year. And they're in there, like all these years down the line. That's even playing in my, that was like, not playing in my head, but it was just like, right, look at that. Look at this. Like once upon a time, I couldn't be seen in this room with that, be on. Like you done this. And then now, years down the line later, I'm in the same room as and I'm getting nominated. So I'm looking at these things, I'm thinking, right, you come a long way, bro. So when I see things like, Chip and people showing love and that, I take it deep to the heart and I'm like, you know what, I'm grateful. I'm very blessed. I'm very, very grateful. I feel like I have a purpose. I have a purpose. It ain't just a musical purpose either. You know what I mean? I have a purpose to uplift and even people like yourselves that I've watched come into the space and I'm like, right, these guys are giving certain people from our community, a little shine. You know what I mean? Saying, yo, I know you might have done negative stuff, but because this is what it was before music. And the music like, yo, my man from so-and-so, my man. Like people were doing stuff and getting their names. And then so for me, even for you to come down at this age, this part of my career and be like, yo, Max, want to interview and like all this stuff adds to my arsenal. And it's like, yo, I'm grateful that that people still call my phone because it's 26 years later. That's what people don't understand. 26 years later, people still call my phone for stuff. People still posting me up. People still inviting me and nominating for something. So God, this is God's work, man.
You spoke about purpose and now you've got I guess a movement or an organisation called Music Through Bars.
Yeah, Music Through the Bars.
Where you do a lot for the community. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, sure, man. 2019, I decided that I had a conversation with my son, and it was before I got married. So I'm not married now, divorced now, but this is before I got married, and it was just a conversation, and it's like seeing my son grow up, and I'm just like. It was talking about people in the music industry and it was like, yeah, this person, that person's cool and whatever. And I think he done a radio interview with somebody, one of his friends, and they were asking him about who's your favourite rapper. And he was like, yeah, Dave. He loves Dave, yeah. So, and he was like, what about your dad? And he was like, yeah, my dad's cool, man. My dad's cool and that. And he was like, he was like, Sirius. And I looked at him and I thought, rah, my boy's watching. My boy is watching. We're here now. We are here. We're here. My little boy is watching my every move. His friends, his people, his peers. So, yeah, I just said, well, what do I want to do? Like, do I just want to leave a bag of MP3s for him when I'm not here? Like, what do I want to... He's got to grow up in this world. What do I want to do contribution-wise, add to this world? What do I want to leave behind? It's not just about music, about myself, my achievements. It was about what can I do to help these. I've been through so much. I've got so much experience. Let me use this to help the next generation. So that was my main reason for, my son's gonna grow up in this world. So if I can help this next generation navigate through, then so be it. So I started set up a mentoring company, and then I went into it, and I've got a charity called Sirius World CIC. And I've just been trying to navigate with those for the last 4 years. And like my first workshop was in the prison. And that was funny because I'm going in there and I'm seeing man, then I'm like, rah, this is weird, I'm on the other side of the fence, like the guy through the doors and the keys and boom, boom. Man never used to see this side. You get me? This is bang up. You get me? So now I'm like on the other side, I'm like, wow. And then going in there, and it's just stiff. Man, them are stiff. And then obviously, the love that I get is like, wow, man, grew up on you, boy. You get me? Man are doing big birds, so they still remember, man, like, yo, and I'm like, and then, and the respect is there. And then I'm trying to give man them some game. Like, yo, you know about trademark, you know about this is a music thing, production, you raps, you utilize me. If you come out, hit me up, show them what's going on in the music industry now. You know what I'm saying? This is the steps. And that was my first workshop, and then it just grew from there. They went to schools and universities and then and it just started buzzing.
And I think it's important to mention that not only do like the reason you're here today is because we wanted to give you your flowers for what you've achieved before.
Thank you.
But we also want to give you your flowers for what you're doing now.
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is what I'm grateful for, that people are recognizing what I am doing today, because we could talk about the past, and the past is great, but I am not, maybe some people don't know me, I'm not even that young Maxwell no more. You know what I mean? I'm not that MC guy. I love music. I make songs. I've got an album that's out right now. It's called Emotional Intelligence. Even the name of the title of the album. I mean, it's just showing growth of who I am today. So I still put music out. I still, I'm just not, I'm not your Centrals or your rare. We've had our time at that era. And don't get me wrong, we all still competitive, and we all still want to put our stuff out and be heard by the masses. But we're not like the newest kid on the block. I've had the newest kid on the block shine. You know what I mean? So,
but how do you feel when you see like a Cinch?
I'm gassed. And the reason why I'm gassed, I'm like, bro, is that where we're taking it? I'm like, I need some of that bread. Like, I'm like, okay. Because when we was coming, there were deals, don't get me wrong, so solid in that. They were getting M's, they were getting M's on certain deals. I got a good bag. Wiley ate good. Like, I mean, people, we ate. You know what I mean? But when I first come out, the bags were small. They weren't big bags. Them man are getting big bags now. So I'm like, okay, is that what we had to do? Because, you know what I mean, they weren't playing us on the radio like that. They weren't putting us on the TV like that. Like, when you saw 30 man at the Brit Awards was so solid, that was groundbreaking. This is history for UK. You know what I'm saying? When you see us, man, on all these crews and coming up, this was history breaking. It's a racist industry. Let's get this straight. You know what I'm saying? And we were coming through the door, so we had to crawl. So now we're seeing man running through it. Chains swinging, and man are big, and I'm like, I'm proud. I'm proud of what we've done. Proud of what it's come to this day. Big time.
And what's next?
You know what is? I hate to say things without them literally being done. So because I don't like to talk on some things, but I would say that there'll be a book in the pipeline. I'll say that there'll be documentary / film, maybe. I'm working on so much more. I'm growing, my portfolio in the mentoring game. Like I gave a talk, motivational talk, not long ago with the Mayor's company. They're they do entrepreneurs for young people that construction and all of that stuff up and down. I forgot the name of. Yeah, apprentices. That's it. Sorry, apprentices up and down the whole of the country, and partnered up with them, and I went in there, and 90% Caucasian. You know what I'm saying? And going in there and giving a motivational talk about my life, like it's crazy to see the response and the feedback. It's like, yo, you went through all of this, and you're here giving us a talk. Like you know Kanye West. Like obviously they see me pictures of Kanye West, and they're like, you've done all of this, and you're ludicrous, and they're baffed. Because just about 10 minutes ago, I was telling them that, yo, I wasn't Grime much. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was doing wrong robberies. Like, so the transition for them, and then for me, I'm like, wow, I'm in a football stadium, you know what I mean, up in Rougham, giving a talk for these people. Is that what we're doing here? So growing, you know what I mean? Growing, the growth is just, it's quite a, so what's next for Maxwell D is to just keep growing, to leave a bigger legacy as much as I can. Not always about, don't get me wrong, my brothers that are coming from the street, I want to help. You know what I mean? But we got to have the right mindsets. I ain't looking to put my hand out and get dragged back down. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to pull up, not be pulled down. So for me, the future is just about networking with people like yourselves and other people that are trying to come up and just grow as much as I can, brother. And continue to put out music. And shutting down the place as much as I can.
That's man. I feel like it's listen. Anytime you got something coming out, whether it's a book or a documentary or like, you're more than welcome to come back.
Please, you know what man, that'd be great. I definitely need the support when we're pushing through, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I think on that note, it's another classic. And man, let's make some noise for Maxwell D in the building. Thank you.